Okay, welcome Brett to a different type of podcast.
Changes.
We have had some changes. If you've subscribed on the Two Drink Cinema feed, then you will just be getting this episode.
Yeah, good.
Because that is the wonders of technology. But if you are new subscribing, then this is 2 out of 3 recommend.
Yes.
Which was an exhaustive process of naming.
Yeah.
But because there are 2 of us, there are 3 of us. Brothers.
Yeah.
But we are only 2 of them.
So 2 of the 3 brothers are making recommendations. We might not recommend the same thing.
No, and we might not agree on the recommendations, but that is the point of the podcast now, which gives us a little bit more scope to chat to you all about a little bit more things.
Yeah, because our friend of Two Drink Cinema, Archie Q. De Niro, pulled his funding. I was going to say died, but that's not true. He's dead to me.
I was getting a bit worried because Chad S. Minkoy pulled his funding. Then Archie Q. De Niro have pulled their funding.
Yeah.
So now we're self-funded.
We're just independent.
We're just 2 brothers doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And without the De Niro name hanging over us, we get the opportunity to talk about things other than movies.
Yeah.
Which we will do. Each fortnight will be the general episode.
General chit-chat.
Of 2 out of 3 recommend. But because we do still like drinking and watching movies, we are going to throw in some Two Drink Cinema episodes as well.
Yeah.
In which we will recommend whether or not to watch the movie.
Yeah.
But we're also drinking in this episode.
Of course.
Because segment
That's our brand.
1 of 2 out of 3 recommend is a drink.
Yep.
Whether or not we recommend this drink. So, let's open this drink. Cheers.
Ooh, that was good.
That was good. Cheers. I hope everybody heard that.
Good stubby holder.
This is...
I recommend.
Summersby apple cider, which we have both drunk a lot of, and so we obviously do recommend it.
It's very sweet. If you have a sweet tooth.
It is...
Some people don't like sweet drinks.
Certainly, I've found the sweetest on the market of apple ciders in Australia. Summersby pear is sweeter.
No, that doesn't count. It's pear.
Some of the recorder ligs are sweeter.
Oh, yeah.
But they're
That's
apple
old
and
school.
something.
That's old school.
Yeah, and those big bottles, and they're so expensive.
Yeah.
Anyway, we recommend Summersby apple cider.
Yeah, I will say it's not my favourite cider, so watch out for future recommendations.
If you have a drink you would like us to recommend...
Sample and recommend.
Sample and tell other people about, let us know. If you own a drink and you want to sponsor us, I know it's episode 1, but come on board.
I don't drink much, so I'm keen to try new things.
We will get into some different types of drinks as the episodes go along, but to be honest, we spent our drink shopping time setting up the new studio today.
Yeah, it looks good.
So we just went with the Summersbys that I already had in the fridge. So if you're watching us on the YouTube, if you've subscribed on the YouTube, again, you'll get it on your normal feed. There is a difference. This is studio number 5.
Yeah.
Set up for Two Brothers Entertainment, and we've got the drinks that we love.
Yep.
We've got our logo because
and some that
why
we don't
not?
love, like cherry brandy.
The cherry brandy is there, and also the what else didn't we like? Maybe I put it in the back row just to hide it away.
There's one bottle of tequila in the back row there.
Creme de banana, you're not a fan of.
Nah.
The Liquor 43 is up there somewhere too.
It's hidden for the one time we've used it.
As well as the bargain of Absolute vodka that I got in duty-free on the way back from Bali. It was such a win. I do recommend duty-free.
Oh, duty-free.
Duty-free
for
Bali.
Duty-free.
Yeah, because I got, and I even was in Denpasar Airport looking up on Dan Murphy's how much a litre of Absolute costs.
Oh.
And it was
$90.
It was pretty close to 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Like I bought 2 bottles of, and it's some special edition bottle.
Oh, really?
So I probably should have put it at the front.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. So that is what we've got. I'm still fiddling with some sound things, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
We have the TV to show our logo.
I would recommend having a TV.
I would recommend having a logo.
This is not what the podcast is going to be, everyone. We're not just going to name things in the room and go, this book by David Balducci, I would not recommend reading. It's just in general. It's a waste of time.
Brett doesn't recommend reading. I will recommend reading. And so there are books here. There are DVDs up there as well. We've got a spare stock of stubby holders as well, if anyone would like a 2 Drink Cinema stubby holder that I can show you like this.
They're hot on the market now.
They are, because I bought 50 of them. We have 47 left.
No, I've got 3 at home.
Oh, okay.
I've got 45 left.
45.
And I think I left one at a house in Ballarat.
Well, that's good advertising.
There you go.
If you found it in a house in Ballarat, welcome.
Yeah. Welcome on board.
You might have found it, found the podcast through the stubby holder.
That's how we'll get rid of them. We'll just go places, just like leave them.
Yeah. That's when I have my first novel out. That is a tactic that I will be employing. I will just be going around to all those, little street...
Oh, the little things.
Street libraries, and just putting my little book in there.
I saw one the other day, but I thought it was a weird place to have it. I think.
Okay. In a
Melbourne Central.
Oh.
Like at the food court of Melbourne Central, I think there was like a little library there.
Well, you might want to read while you're eating.
It's pretty fucking noisy in there.
I do recommend reading while you're eating. I don't recommend, on the public piano that's in the Melbourne Central food court, playing Coldplay.
Oh, did someone do that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just straight on.
I wasn't there.
With The Scientist. Dee, that one.
A nice cheery one for your Friday lunchtime.
Yeah, great.
You have to go back to work and
try
backwards. I don't know. Is that the same one, that film clip where it's all backwards?
Maybe. Or is that Clocks? The dee,
That's Clocks.
Okay. What's The Scientist?
The one where it's...
I don't know Coldplay. I'm not going
to miss you. Isn't that one?
I'm certainly not going to Perth.
I think that's Clocks. No, that's... anyway.
I'm certainly not going to Perth for Coldplay. That's for sure.
I'm not going anywhere for Coldplay.
So we're going to have different segments. I've talked about them. Another reason for the different setup is that I'm going to start another podcast interviewing authors. Oh. So we've still got the couches that you will know from the previous YouTube videos, but I'll be using them to chat and have a casual chat with an author.
Oh, okay.
And that's why the bottom half of the shelves are books.
All right.
Okay. Explained.
Sounds good.
Now no one needs to, on YouTube, do one of those like Two Brothers Entertainment Studio explained videos. They're a thing on... they mainly do it with movie trailers, where someone watches a movie trailer that goes for a minute and then explains it for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Particularly with MCU.
This is Barbie.
Yeah.
This is Margot Robbie being Barbie.
No, but it'll be like...
There's your explanation.
See how she steps out of her shoe and then her foot stays up? That's because Barbie, the actual doll... Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
You don't need to explain on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Something else I found on the YouTube recently, and it caused me to yell at the TV. The John Farnham documentary Finding the Voice has come out recently.
Yep.
And so people are watching it, and... means people in other countries are actually discovering one of the best pop voices of all time for the first time.
Yeah. Well, because if they're not American, then, who are they?
35 years after he won all of the arias for Whispering Jack.
Yeah.
And so I watched...
There's hope for Delta Goodrem yet. People might still discover it.
I watched a video of a young English vocal coach...
Oh, I don't like these ones.
Reacting to the first time I've heard Help by John Farnham.
Oh, God.
Right? At one time, she paused the video and said this, his stagecraft is so good.
You're a vocal coach. Just talk about the singing.
But also, it's not
like he's in a pub.
But also, it's John Farnham. Just because you haven't heard of him doesn't mean he's not great.
Yeah.
And it's just I just yelled at the TV. I'm like, of course his stagecraft's good.
He's the biggest artist in the country.
Yeah. And this was 1994 5.
Oh, yeah.
So his comeback had already been going for 10 years. So he's done a lot of concerts, John Farnham, by this time. She was like, oh, his voice is so amazing.
I also saw maybe a similar thing on TikTok, and it's like a vocal coach. And it's this woman, so she'll duet, if that's what it's called.
Yep.
With the reacting to someone singing Kesha. And they were like, oh, wait, and it's like, wait for the high note at the end. And then you watch the video, and there's no fucking high note at the end.
Well,
I'm like, no. Wasting my time.
Yeah, I would recommend influencers and any content creators out there, if you put wait till the end on a video, I'm skipping straight away.
Yeah. Or, like...
No, because I know I've never had a wait till the end video that has actually had a climax.
No.
It's like wait till the end and then I realise it has ended because it started on the loop again.
Yeah.
Not because something happened that I was meant to be waiting for.
Yeah.
Don't put wait till the end on your videos. It annoys people.
It annoys the shit out of me.
Do it on a TikTok.
Wait for it. Don't.
Wait for it, and then neither of us tell a punchline.
Yeah. Well, that might happen a bit.
But those aren't the bits I'm going to put on TikTok.
Speaking of punchlines.
Yes.
Transition.
What's this about? What's this show about? It is going to be about us recommending stuff as an excuse for us ranting about other things that are happening in our lives.
Okay, good.
So our first recommendation every show will be about the drink. Mm-hmm. And we do recommend, if you have a sweet tooth, Summersby apple cider.
Yep.
Okay. The next will be about what have you watched that you do or don't recommend for people.
Should we get this out of the way?
In the last fortnight, the finale of Ted Lasso has come and gone.
Yeah.
One word, yes or no?
Yes.
Series 3, Ted Lasso?
No.
Finale? Yes.
But it was very much finale that could have happened much earlier.
Yeah.
But also much later. Like, it was just like, oh, call back to that. Yep. Yeah. Call. Oh, yep. Oh, make Lee cry. Yep.
There are at least...
You cried.
There are at least 3 points where Shane, my husband, went, who's that?
Yeah.
Because they just brought back people that had been in one episode in one scene.
You know when they...
And put them in the Richmond stands.
The game was starting and the people think... And then it was like the husband and wife.
Yeah, that guy who...
The guy that got like hit by the ball and his nose got broken?
Yeah, I think he was like a guy that used to be in EastEnders who Rebecca had previously dated.
Oh.
She bumped into him in a restaurant in an episode earlier, season 3. And I think we as an audience were meant to know that they had history.
I think that early season 3 seems like a different season to me.
Season 3 seems like a very different season to season 2.
Yeah, like there was just random stuff.
Yeah.
Like the season 3 of Ted Lasso.
Were the episodes longer in season 3 than season 2?
Yeah, they were like over an hour long at some points.
Hour 20 was the finale.
Then, you know what? I saw some people online complain that they were like, why did they make the episodes longer? I'm like, yeah, but you can make the episodes longer and it still be good. Just because it started off as being half an hour, 40 minutes, doesn't mean it has to be the same length every time. It's on streaming.
Yeah. And so press pause.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have to watch it in one go.
It's not like Blue Heelers, our favourite.
Yeah.
Where you watched it between 8:30 and 9:30 and you had to stay up till 9:30 to get the end of the episode. Well, that was it.
Yeah.
You couldn't watch it until 2020 when they released the DVD box set. So, and Shane and I did that. Like 20 minutes to go, we're like, oh, I've got to go do a gig or I've got to go whatever. Pause, finished it later. You can do that with the streaming.
Yeah.
But people don't seem to... I think they get streaming, but they don't get they can do things with streaming.
Yes.
Or why do they release it every week instead of all at once? Like, just wait 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And then watch it.
How did people exist with television? Like, that's just television.
Bloody Gen Zs. Fucking hell. They just want everything now.
Now you can get Netflix with ads.
Yeah, if you're poor.
Yeah, like, you still have to pay.
Yeah, but you pay less.
You pay less.
Which a lot of people will be doing because Netflix are password sharing crackdown coming.
Yeah, whatever. I don't share my Netflix.
No one
Do I
does.
share my Netflix? No, everything else. I mean, no, I have one login that I use myself for everything.
So, yes, I did cry in the last episode of Ted Lasso. I cried...
When did you cry when they were doing like... Oh, when they were talking in the stand, the two of them? Probably not, because that was sad.
I did a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Just because Rebecca cried.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bloody good. When they did the flick into the future, and it showed that Sam was on the national team.
Yes, I did.
Yep, that got me. Because he's clearly the best character in the series.
You know what actually...
I said it.
What actually disappointed me about the finale was that...
It took Beard so long to just tell him. That was fucking dumb. Sorry. Okay.
But I did like then that she was like, do you want to go with your friend? And Ted's like, no, he'll be all right. She's like, what an arsehole. Yeah. Because he's not an arsehole.
Yeah.
A couple of things didn't land like they could have because up until she bumped into him at the airport, I 100% thought Rebecca had just moved on from the Dutchman.
Yeah, but I knew it was going to come. I thought she was going to then... You know what would have been better?
You know what I said? If she sells the club, she can be with Sam Obasanya.
What?
Done. I would have been... I love the Dutchman.
Yeah.
But I would have been very happy for Rebecca and Sam to end up together.
No. Prefer the Dutchman. I would have preferred, rather than, I ran into your child.
You know what? That's a reference to her having little flashbacks to her as a kid.
Yeah. But then also the psychic woman said she was going to be a mum.
Oh, yeah.
But then I would have preferred, if she's at the airport, get on a fucking plane. Isn't that enough of a... Sorry, I'm hitting my microphone. Isn't that enough of a thing for then people to just be like, oh, she's going to Amsterdam? That's all you need to do.
No, because
It's not like people would...
No, and this is, I think, one of my problems with this series, and I read an article about it recently, too many storylines.
Yep.
Which didn't necessarily allow them to go in depth enough. I do like that early on, they're like, series 1, it's all about Ted and the club.
Yes.
But in the process of developing season 1, they accidentally, or they realised that Keely fucking Jones and Roy Kent and Rebecca are all great characters.
Yeah.
And need their own storylines. But then this article said that season 3 has changed from being an office comedy to 4 office comedies. A PR company, a football club, a football office, and a restaurant, as well as another club.
Yeah.
So, and then what happened because of that is we didn't really have any tension of Rebecca is seeing Sam and still likes him. Rebecca is still thinking about Dutchman.
Yeah.
Rebecca is not sure what she wants to do with her life, but she also says instead of eat, pray, love, she's going to drink, sleep, fuck.
Something like that, yeah.
So that line doesn't say to me, I feel like I've got to find love, or I think I might go back and find the Dutchman.
Yes.
So then when the Dutchman arrived, I was just like, that's the right ending. Not like, oh my God, he's back. Thank God.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I read a headline that said, it's not a great written headline. Hannah Waddingham says her Ted Lasso character gets what she deserves.
Sounds like she's going to go away for murder.
Well, Rupert got what he deserved.
Yeah.
Like, if you, with that phrase, Rebecca did get what she deserved because she's fantastic and she got to fall in love and be a mum and a wife, presumably.
Yeah.
But
that'll be in the spin-off.
What headline did you read about Hannah Waddingham recently?
Did she dominated
No,
Eurovision?
it was they missed a chance in not casting her as M.
Oh, that was just somebody's thought. Like in the next
okay.
iteration of Bond
Yep.
films with who fucking knows,
Not Idris Elba.
that she should be M.
So we're recommending Ted Lasso, but we've also just spoilt the shit out of it.
Oh, well, if you haven't watched it, all of it. Like I went to breakfast, brunch, whatever you want to call it, with a couple of friends. We were talking about like what we're watching.
Yep.
And we were talking about Succession.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, me and one friend were like up to date. And this was the week before the final episode came out as well. And this other friend was like, oh no, I'm a bit behind. And it's like, oh, how much? Because I was going to complain about one episode that happened and just how the writing did not make sense with the characters at all. And then I was like, oh, where are you up to? Thinking, oh, I'm up to episode 2 of season 4.
Yep.
She goes, oh, season 2? I'm like, well, I can't say anything.
No.
Yeah, so
Bad luck, I think.
where was I going?
But also there's so much out there
Yes.
that you can't expect everybody to be up to date with everything.
No.
But you also can't expect people to hold off conversations because you're not up to date.
Give it a set time, right?
Yeah.
Don't, if you're on a fan page and a Facebook group of a reality competition show where people dress in drag, don't 20 minutes after the show airs
Yeah.
say, oh, I can't believe X went home.
Because also you know that that's a worldwide following.
Yeah. So just because in America, the center of the fucking universe, you watched it at 5 p.m. Pacific time, whatever time it comes out, that's like 2 a.m. here. I'm not watching it live.
No. Speaking of America being the center of the universe, I went to Star Wars Celebration in London, and they've announced that the next one is going to be in Japan.
Okay, good.
And American fans lost their minds, generally speaking. Some great because they're like, I get to go to Japan.
Yeah.
Some lost their minds because they feel like America is the only place that should host events.
Oh, yeah.
Because it used to be every year, and one would be in America and then one would be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Generally Europe. Mm-hmm. They've been to Asia only like 2 or 3 times, never Australia. And
Disappointing.
we were reading the tweets after the announcement came, and there were a whole lot of people like, don't Disney know that all of their Star Wars fans are in America? We're not going to travel to Japan. Like, pretty sure Disney knows that they've got a worldwide fan base.
Yeah. Pretty sure action movies are big in Japan.
But also people were like, Disney is going to lose so much money for this. They're a multi-billion-dollar entertainment corporation.
They'll be fine.
They'll have done a business case.
Yeah.
They'll know.
I think we've said in the podcast before, Two Drink Cinema, about Disney. It's like, Disney will never die.
No.
The corporation, not the him.
Well,
He won't because he's frozen.
It will come back and then be
He'll come
frozen
back.
again.
And then Family Guy, inappropriate thing. I won't say.
No.
Yeah, so they know what...
They know what they're doing.
Disney know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They own the entertainment industry, basically.
I forgot that they owned ESPN.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was that a part of Fox?
No, they own ESPN.
What? Maybe it would be easy to say what they don't own.
Do you want me to...
DC.
Disney. So, do you know what reminded me was because for our footy tips, we use ESPN footy tips.
Yeah.
And I had to regurgitate my password. And I got an email from ESPN saying your password's been reset, and an email from Disney saying that my Disney login has had a new login. And I'm like, oh shit, someone's hacked my Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But
The
no, it was
login that you have
ESPN.
by yourself, just the one.
Yeah,
you don't
the
share
one
it with
login.
anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. ESPN, fucking, what? Ugh. So they've got sport, TV, movie, theme park, video game.
Yeah.
So CBS, that's what they don't own in America.
Yeah. And NBC.
CBS and NBC. That's it.
Yep. So, yeah, you're right. Disney will never die because not only do they own all of the movies that people keep watching over and over again, and like we have at least one friend who has a podcast completely dedicated to Disney movies.
Yes.
So shit like that will just keep rolling.
But that's just Disney movies.
Yeah,
Not
Disney-owned properties.
Yeah.
So they have all
not
of that.
Marvel,
They have
everything.
People still watching Snow White in 2023.
Yeah.
And then they've got 40 Marvel movies.
15
well as
TV shows.
As part of buying that is buying the old stuff of Marvel as well.
Yeah.
They own all of the Star Wars and all of what Lucasfilm own. So, like, Indiana Jones, spoiler, we're watching that next, is on Disney Plus and on Paramount. Because it was originally produced
Paramount.
by Paramount with Lucasfilm.
Yes.
And so because Disney owns Lucasfilm, they own Indy, but also Paramount owns Indy.
So basically, I would recommend not like having a go at business decisions that Disney make is my recommendation.
Yeah,
because they seem to know what they're doing.
It's like they've
been around for 100 years, and they're bigger than they've ever been.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
They're bigger than any other media company in the world. I also like. I don't think people understand how little they know about business.
Oh yeah, people don't know shit.
Like up the road from me, they're building Quest Apartments.
Yep.
And people are like, oh, why would you build Quest Apartments in Truganina?
Because it's 20 minutes from the airport.
Because it's 20 minutes that way from the airport. It's 20 minutes that way from the city.
Yeah.
It's 30 minutes that way to Geelong.
Yeah.
It's 10 minutes that way to the new A-League stadium they're building.
Oh, yes.
And the amount of industry and offices that is around.
Yeah.
Like if you own a countrywide company and you've got your factory in Truganina, why are you staying in the city? But also, their Quest Apartments, they've got 70 sites in Australia.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they know where's a good place to build one.
But also, it's not like it's going to be their top location. They're not chucking all their money into the Truganina site.
But Mary from Point Cook knows better.
Oh, you know why Mary doesn't like it? Because
Why?
it might inconvenience her in the slightest way.
Oh, because it might add 2 minutes of traffic as she drives along Leeds
Because
Road.
the construction now is bad.
Don't talk to me
there's
about-
a lane blocked.
Don't talk to me about construction now and people bloody on Williamstown Road protesting that there's more trucks on Willie Road. There's more trucks on Willie Road because they're building a freeway to take trucks off Willie Road. Right? Just 2 years. Anyway.
You live near the freeway, you're going to have traffic.
Yeah. The reason that you could afford to buy a house in Yarraville is because it's between the freeway and the docks.
Yeah.
And that's where trucks drive.
Because it's noisy.
Sorry about that, folks. A big part of this show will be I do not recommend.
Oh, can we?
Which
Entertainment.
could get a little bit ranty.
Yeah. You know, a new show I watched.
Yeah, I don't. Tell me.
It's on Amazon. And it's called Jury Duty.
Oh, is that the one where he's in it playing himself?
Yeah.
Who is?
So this random guy. Oh, James Marsden.
James Marsden. Yeah.
So, but then this one guy,
Yep.
I can't remember his name. He's normal.
He doesn't know it's a TV show.
He doesn't know it's a TV
Yep.
show. All the other jurors, the court people, the judge, the lawyers, both lawyers, but defendant, or blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
All actors.
Yeah.
Right?
Judge Judy.
She's not in it. That would be an obvious giveaway.
True. Though I'm sure people think Judge Judy's real.
Yeah, well, the cases are real. The decision
The
is
people
final.
are real. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got something to say about Judge Judy, but I'll let you go first.
I was like, I don't know what to expect from this.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Because I'd seen clips of it on like Instagram and stuff, just little clips.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what it was about. But then I flicked on it and started watching it. Hilarious. This guy's great. The way because they just throw the fucking weirdest situations at him.
Is it like, thank God you're here, jury duty?
It's like improv on acid. Because you're like, because you know, improv, you don't know what you're doing, but you have a scenario.
Yeah,
for
okay,
instance,
yeah,
right?
yep.
But I've got my scenario, but then I have no idea what you're going to do. And that's what like James Marsden was saying in an interview I saw. It's like, we knew, you know, this day we're going to go in, we're going to throw this thing at him. but you don't know how he's going to react.
Yeah, yeah.
So he could like do anything. So you don't know, and the people behind the scenes are like, "What's he going to do?"
But also because he doesn't know he's in there with actors, like with Thank God You're Here, they know they're going in there with actors to try and be funny.
Yes,
They have, so you have a kind of mutual understanding that you're in there to be funny. This is like real,
yeah.
and so he could do anything.
It was really funny,
I
and the
heard
guy
that-
was really good.
I heard that James Marsden convinced the producers to let him play himself because he thought that would make it more believable.
Yeah,
That James Marsden was himself and just plays up being this full of himself actor guy.
he was really good. So during the thing, it's so funny. He's reading a script
Yeah.
for like a movie that he's auditioning for.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny. And then it's just, I don't know how to describe it because I can't say too much without giving it away.
Okay.
But if you haven't watched it, I would recommend watching it.
Okay, excellent.
Have you watched it? You haven't watched it?
No, I haven't watched
Watch
it. Something I would recommend watching is anything by Mike Flanagan on Netflix.
Mike Flanagan.
If you like horror, then Mike Flanagan is very good at horror.
Who is Mike Flanagan?
I watched one of his movies, a movie called Hush. I didn't know it was his, but I watched it,
What I typed.
and it's very good. It's a woman in a cabin in the woods, so it's quite...
It's not Cabin in the Woods.
No,
No?
it's quite typical horror setting, but she
Oh,
is...
he did that stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
She is deaf in the movie,
Right.
so it adds to the movie.
The Quiet Place.
And the movie is very quiet.
Okay.
Anyway, Hush is very good by Mike Flanagan as a movie. We have
Doctor
watched
Sleep.
The Midnight Club and
Midnight
Mass.
Haunting of Bly Manor.
I think
Is
that's
that
next
him
on
as
our
well?
list. Yes.
Haunting of Hill House.
Yep.
Okay.
So we just finished Midnight Mass. It's very good.
Are they TV shows?
Yes.
Oh.
Limited series.
Oh, right.
They are very good. Midnight Mass is very good in terms of being scary, but also very interesting commentary on the church.
Yes.
Um,
If I don't like horror, will I like it? Probably a dumb question.
not as much as you would if you liked horror. Okay?
That's a great recommendation.
All right?
That is the kind of genius recommendations you're going to get on this podcast, everyone.
If you don't like horror, you may still like it. It's a very well-made story. It's a very well-told story. And it is about people. So it's reasonably people-focused.
What kind of horror is it? Is it like jump scare, gory, thriller, suspense?
It's more suspensey thriller,
Okay.
but there is gore.
Okay.
Okay. But with a bit of mystery. This guy comes back to this island that he grew up on after being in prison. So he's a bit like dreaming of the shit he did that got him into prison.
Okay.
And this other lady has come back to the island as well.
I had a dream I went to prison.
What for?
Murder.
Can you say? Murder.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Oh, dear. That's
Yeah.
what he's for. He killed a girl with his car in the show.
I was like, yeah. And my reaction was, yeah, I'm going to jail. I was like, yeah, about time.
Were you like, oh, and Lee can do a podcast, true crime series?
No, and then it was like, Mum drove me to the prison. And then I woke up. So I didn't actually go to prison in my dream. I was just sentenced and then went to prison. But I didn't enter the prison.
My favourite bit is that Mum drove you to prison.
Yeah, Mum drove me to prison.
She's like, you're out on bail. Mum, can you drop him off?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I trust the mum
It's like
to drop him off at
you're
prison.
sentenced to jail. Then I got to go home and pack stuff and then go to prison.
And Mum drove you to prison.
So if anybody out there interprets dreams, please do your best.
Hannah Waddingham's psychic in Ted Lasso, maybe.
What is the prison symbolic of?
You're feeling trapped in something in your life.
Jesus. Okay, next subject.
Trapped, locked into the podcast contract we've just signed. No contracts. We just decide what we're going to do
We're
each week.
independently owned.
We just decide what we're going to do each week, or we just take a month off and then just appear with a new podcast.
Yeah.
It was planning time all of that month.
The whole month.
And this is what we came up with.
We went, let's do this. Yeah, sounds good. I'll see you in a month. That was our planning.
No, it was, we haven't done an episode in a month. Should we have a planning meeting about what we're doing? Yeah, all right. Wednesday we had our planning meeting. It's Sunday now that we're recording this.
There you go.
Well done. All right, so we've done our drink recommendation. We've done our entertainment recommendations. What we are going to be watching next is for Two Drink Cinema.
Yep.
And it is Indiana Jones 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So next week will be a Two Drink Cinema episode where we will be reviewing Indiana Jones 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
And then once Indiana Jones 5 comes out, we are going to review Indiana Jones 4 and 5 together in an episode.
Predictions on 5?
Not as good as 3, better than 4.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Did you just describe, I think you just described Temple of Doom.
That's true as well.
On a scale of Raiders of the Lost Ark to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, it'll be about a
I reckon
Temple of Doom.
I think it'll go Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Yep.
Last Crusade, Temple of Doom,
Yep. 5.
Dial of Destiny,
Yep.
Space, Crystal Skull.
The Young Indie series of the 90s.
Yeah.
Maybe
I should rewatch that as well.
When's it going to be set? Because, you know, like, the old trilogy's in the 30s.
Yep.
And that was made in the 80s. Then they made a new one 20 years later. It was the 50s. Now it's 20 years on since that. So is this Dial of Destiny going to be in the 70s?
Well, Harrison Ford's 80-something.
Yeah.
But apparently Indiana Jones in this movie is not 80-something. So they've done a bit of de-aging that I think Indiana Jones is going to be in his 60s in this Dial of Destiny. God. But there's also flashbacks, as you see in the trailer.
Yeah.
About...
Well, because I didn't watch then somebody explained the trailer to me. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
I'll do that next week when we do Two Drink Cinema.
Maybe I should watch the trailer.
At least watch it before... Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay.
Do you recommend
watch it. I do recommend that.
Okay, sure.
All right. It can't happen unless we say the magic words, I do or I do not recommend.
Legally binding.
We're like a genie.
Yeah.
We're like a genie. Unless you say, I wish.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
And you can't recommend that we fall in love with someone.
I can't recommend more recommendation. Actually, we can because otherwise it's one episode.
It's one episode. Our 3 recommendations are...
well, we're done. Ted Lasso, Midnight Mass, and the Indie trailer. What a waste of a third wish.
10 minutes.
All right. Anything else entertainment related? Kylie's new single is good.
Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty gay.
It's very Kylie.
I would... Oh, no. No.
Okay.
There's a few things I need to see.
Yeah.
Coming up and that are out now that I almost sneakily was going to watch a movie in my lunch break and make it 2 hours. But then I was like, nah, I only started this job a few weeks ago. I should still be good.
We will go and see Barbie.
We will.
Which is coming out when?
July 19, Oppenheimer Day.
Oh, yeah, 20th of July in Australia. This says, so it's obviously midnight 19th.
I think so. That's what I had in my head, unless that's the American date.
No, I don't know because Google just thinks that I'm in Australia, which I am.
That's good.
I will go and see Oppenheimer. You don't have to.
I'll see it because, Oscar buzz. Actually, I think it's the 20th. It might be the 20th of July.
Oppenheimer is also coming out on the 20th of July. Do you think they'll show Barbie in IMAX? Because I want to see Oppenheimer in IMAX.
I think Oppenheimer will be in IMAX. I don't think Barbie's got an IMAX.
Come on, Greta. Lift your game.
Yeah, a male director would do it.
Oh, my God. I can't believe that, Nolan's people were like, oi, Greta, you shouldn't release that day.
It's
and
also...
Greta's like, no, fuck you, I will. This is the date in summer other than, the 4th of July weekend to release a movie. Maybe it is. It probably is 4th of July weekend in the States and we get it 2 weeks later.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think because of COVID, movie studios forgot that they release things at the same time.
Well, it's also when is our school holidays going to be?
That's true.
That's what Barbie will be released on.
Don't take your kids to see Barbie.
It's probably not going to be very kids.
No.
Kids will watch it and enjoy it because it'll be bright and pink and yay. But, like, it's not going to be those animated Barbie Tinkerbell movies.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is for adults.
It's
in a kind of black.
I think it's going to be kind of
way.
Yeah.
Feel a bit Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
Like kids will enjoy it because it's
Like
Barbie.
Enchanted.
Yes. Kids will enjoy it because it's kid subject matter.
Yep.
But the storyline and the jokes, I think, are for more an adult audience. So that's something to look forward to on True Drink Cinema as well. Barbie and Oppenheimer.
We're also going to be watching all these, the Barbie cinematic universe. We have to catch up with that.
I saw a
Like Marvel.
I saw a tweet that was like, girls, we should make our boys think Barbie is like the MCU and make them watch all the Barbie movies before. And it was like, what do you mean you haven't seen Barbie and the Unicorn? What do you mean you haven't seen Barbie Nutcracker?
Barbie Nutcracker.
That's a real one. I don't think Barbie and the Unicorn is.
It could be.
So that's our entertainment recommendations. What have we done recently that you recommend? We recently went and did an escape room.
We did.
Which was a lot of fun.
Surprisingly, yes. I would recommend, if you do an escape room, this is no criticism of the person who organised our escape room.
Yeah, okay. Which was me, by the way.
Look at the size of it, dependent on the number of people
Well,
that go in the room.
this was my issue with the booking of it, right? I tried to book it online while I was at the bar above the escape room
Yes.
having a drink. I tried to book it online and it wouldn't let me.
Yep.
Okay. And I had two choices, the casino one or the jailbreak one.
Yep.
Right. And I wanted the jailbreak one because I thought I'd done the casino one before.
Okay.
So I wanted to book the jailbreak one, but it wouldn't let me put my card number in the online thing. So I went downstairs and said, I want to book the 9 o'clock escape room jailbreak. But I can't do it because it won't let me do my card payment on the online. Mm-hmm. And she got in a little computer, tick, tick, tick. And she said, oh, sorry, can't book that. Someone's trying to book it online. Like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, no, well, sorry, we can't. Like, just cancel that one and put me in. Oh, no. So we ended up in the casino one.
Yeah.
But I forgot that the casino one is not one room.
Yeah.
It's three little
rooms and six
There were
people.
6 of us.
Yeah.
Also, I think 6 is a lot of different opinions.
Yes.
Although probably the 6th of us made the most contribution. No offense to the 6th person.
Wow.
But
Yep,
that's a fact. It's true.
It's not quite true.
It's not in a nasty way. But like, there's 4 actual cousins and then the 2 in-laws.
Yeah.
So the 5th or 6th then, okay?
Yeah.
Made the most contributions.
Okay.
Which was good because otherwise we were never getting out of that room.
We would have gotten out.
Maybe.
We would have.
In about
Because we had a lot of the same suggestions.
There were some recommendations that
just
apparently
in the
happened a few minutes before they actually made it.
You were in the first room and I was in the last room and I'm like, haven't you tried this? And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, try this. I'm like, I said that, but I needed to say it louder.
Yeah. Or run it through the 6th person to get it approved.
Yeah.
I would recommend doing an escape room though. But don't do it. I won't do a scary one.
Right.
And neither will one of our cousins.
Well, no, that was then in our cousin's chat. There
Surely
was one that
she
was like,
being sarcastic.
yeah.
We're not doing
But then
Saw-themed escape room.
Saw-inspired escape room. Then I was thinking, aren't all escape rooms inspired by Saw? That's where people came up with the idea for an escape room.
Quite probably.
You have to do little puzzles, saw your foot off, and then you're fine.
Yeah. My stump never got infected from the casino, so that's a plus.
I never saw Carrie Elwes.
Oh, that's a shame. Even though old Carrie Elwes is
90s Carrie Elwes.
Yeah.
I wanted Robin Hood Carrie Elwes, not...
Princess Bride.
Yeah, 6 of 1, really. It's the
Not,
same character.
Stranger Things Carrie Elwes.
I was hearing that.
Yeah. He got his little finger chopped off almost by David Harbour.
Oh. What season? I made it a few episodes into season 3. I gave up.
Yeah, I think 3.
Okay.
He's the mayor. So, he was cast obviously because he's a cult figure of the 80s.
Yeah, like Sean Astin.
Stranger Things.
And
The same
Winona
as
Ryder.
in the Midnight Club, which is all of Mike Flanagan's stuff has an 80s, 90s vibe over it.
Oh, right.
And the woman that they cast as the Doctor in the Midnight Club is the main girl from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, okay.
And Shane was like, "Oh, that's really good casting." I'm like, "Is it good casting or is it just a reference?
Is it
for you?"
Yeah. That's why they cast.
Which is fine because that's the world we live in.
Has she done anything?
No, yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, the Midnight Club.
Heather Langenkamp.
Yep.
I've never heard that name before.
Neither had I. And then Shane at one point goes, "Oh, that's Heather Langenkamp." I'm like, "Okay."
Heather Langenkamp. It's not a good name.
And then
No offense, Heather. I don't like your name.
There's a documentary coming
I would not
about...
recommend having that name.
There's a documentary coming about Robert Englund who played Freddy.
Oh.
And then we were watching the trailer for that and she popped up and I'm like, "Oh, that's the one from Midnight Club." And Shane's like, "Yeah, she was in Nightmare on Elm Street." I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
Right.
Another activity that I would recommend that people do is sit next to people that they don't normally sit next to at the footy. Right?
Oh, no.
Yeah. I went to the footy last night and to my left was an old man
Yeah.
and to my front, just to the right, was an old man.
Would he have the radio? How old are we talking? Like, did he have his radio, listen to 3AW?
Not
Do you have
old,
the record?
Not old, but I'm going to say like 60s.
Do you have the record?
No.
Because once I was at the football and it was at the members, fancy, and I was waiting there 45 minutes to get food, not that fancy.
Not good.
And, there were 3 of us and we were on a table for 4 and there was one old guy that came up and was like, "Can we sit there?"
Yep.
That decision was made without me there. So I was like, this is on you guys if he turns out to be weird. He said he'd been coming to the footy since 1951.
Oh, wow.
That's old.
That's when they invented it.
Yeah. Well,
No, not really.
no. Yeah.
so-
So I'm like, not that old.
What I like about old people at the football, but it also a little bit annoys me, is that they haven't realised that the game's changed.
Yeah, it's shit now.
Every time someone kicked the ball backwards, they would go, "Oh, don't kick it backwards." Like they've been kicking it backwards for 20 years now.
Ever since people started watching soccer.
"Oh, don't switch the ball." Like switching the play is like happens
Soccer.
100 million times in a game.
Because soccer.
Yeah, but it's a tactic in football. So
Yeah.
don't complain about
Yeah.
it. But it is also kind of entertaining that they haven't moved on in 50 years of watching footy.
What a shit 50 years for them. The Bulldog supporters.
Oh, yeah, fucking tough.
Wow.
So tough.
They've had 2 good moments.
I don't want to talk about the Bulldogs at the moment.
I am...
When this episode's releasing, we're playing Port Adelaide tonight. And I'm not going.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's at Marvel, I'm not going.
I sit generally around the same people because
Yep.
I've got a reserved seat. Fancy. It's not that
Fancy.
fucking fancy. And it's taken Mum and I a while to kind of get more interactive with the people that we sit with every week.
Oh, that's the way people are these days. They're not about their neighbours.
No, we talk during the game and go, "Oh, what's this? Dusty, yay, Dusty." Is
Yeah.
basically all we say.
Yeah, yeah.
But we never really knew their names.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So we knew Sharon. She sits right next to us.
Yeah.
So we knew Sharon's name. Then it's like old man in the front who we've sat in this. Mum and I we're working out. We've sat in those seats for nearly 15 years. Learnt his name 2 weeks ago. Then there's what we call the yuppies that sit behind us.
Oh, yeah.
There's 2 men who sit there and talk the whole game about almost anything except the game.
Shane used to think that was me and our friend Amber.
Yeah.
But we knew what was happening in the game.
No, but they like non-stop talk. Like we got, like his wife was going through IVF and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I get that. Like, that's a big thing. You're talking about it with your mate at the footy. It's probably like, a man thing.
But also-
I'm in a safe place. I can be vulnerable kind of shit.
Because I'm also being very manly at the same time.
And then if you're saying, "Oh, she's getting IVF, but it did..." Boy! oh, it didn't
Yeah, yeah.
take.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
And then you
it's
can
okay.
throw a few swear words in there. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's still masculine.
So, sit with... I also recommend sitting with the same people. There you go. Because sometimes when people, the general public...
Shit.
are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Right?
I hate them.
And I just don't
Our first meet and greet is coming. No.
I also just... There are so many supporters that are so one-eyed that it just annoys me.
Well, what gets me about footy supporters is that they don't know the rules.
No, they know the rules according to their team.
No. Some just actually don't know the rules. Like the amount of time last night people were calling for holding the ball, even Bulldog supporters.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, that's not the rule.
Yeah.
Like, if he gets it and hand passes it as he's being tackled, it's still a hand pass.
Yeah.
Like, that's not on the ball.
Yeah. And then people yell at ball and then, like, oh, that wasn't holding the ball. I'm like, you want to know, because you actually have to tackle them.
Yeah. If someone breaks a tackle and then hand passes it,
Yeah.
that's not holding the ball.
Yes.
And if
It's not
somebody
touch footy.
kicks the ball 10 metres and they call play on, that's the rule. It's got to be 15. Anyway,
You know who else doesn't quite know the rules?
the umpires.
Moving on.
I have not noticed any benefit to having a fourth.
It's worse.
They just get in the way.
I don't know.
Maybe it's, I don't know, so they don't have to run as far.
I was saying, like, I understand umpires of sports.
Yeah.
Right, in general.
Yeah.
Don't see everything that's going on.
Yes.
And they don't always have the best position to see things that a replay you watch 3 times shows you.
And in slow motion.
Right? But if you're standing right there and you're looking directly at what's happening, you should be able to see it.
If you see a player put 2 hands in another player's back and push them, then you should blow the whistle.
If you see a player throw a ball,
Yeah.
Tom Liberatore, you should pay it.
I recommend that the umpires call more free kicks that are there to be called.
I recommend the AFL shake things up a bit. If you're listening, who's the new guy? I don't even know.
Guy replacing Gillon McLaughlin.
Yeah, Andrew something.
New AFL CEO, Executive Andrew Dillon.
There you go. I recommend enforcing the rules.
We'll see.
Nothing will change.
No, because I doubt that he's listening.
Nope.
Although Gil's going to have a lot of free time, maybe he'll listen.
Damien Hardwick has a lot of free time.
I used to make coffee for Andrew Demetrio. Did you know that?
No. Yes. Yes, I did. You've mentioned that 18 times.
Loves Law and Order.
All of them, or just the
Main one, yeah.
Not SVU.
I didn't know what he did at this company because every time I went into his office with a coffee 3 or 4 times a day, he was just watching a Law and Order.
I mean, it's a nice job if you can get it. Nice work if you can get it. There you go.
Any other activities you would recommend from your last couple of weeks?
I went to a beer festival.
Oh, that's
right
out of the box.
And I know what you're thinking, everybody. Brett, you don't drink beer.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you spending $40 to go to a beer festival?
Because your friends were going?
Because, so 3 of us were going to go. So I have one friend and another friend. Okay. And the 3 of us were going to go.
I have one friend.
I have one friend. And she was going to go with other friends.
Yeah.
Because they did it last year. And she thought, we did this last year. It's great. Do you guys want to come as well?
Sure. Gabs, was it?
Yeah. And I go, no, that's not a name. And then I was like, sure, let's go.
Yep.
And then they changed it. And then this Jackie, if you're listening, Jackie was like...
Oh, I love Jackie.
Jackie was like, Sarah can't make it. Do you still want to go? And so I'm like, well, I can't say no because then it just looks like I was going just because Sarah was going.
You should have called me because I love... Oh, but Sarah's not going.
We didn't get the ticket.
Oh, I was going to say, okay. No, I thought
so we didn't have
you had
3
tickets. I was like, I love Jackie and Sarah, but Sarah's not going. So
yeah.
I wouldn't have been going with Sarah.
So I still had fun. I still got pretty drunk because we found a few stands that did like cider and ginger beer, but they're not a ginger beer.
Yeah.
So I had a ginger beer, thinking it was ginger beer, but it was ginger beer.
Oh, okay.
It was beer made with ginger in it. It wasn't ginger beer.
Would you recommend it?
Nope. Well, I wouldn't. I don't like beer.
Yeah.
If you like
don't
beer,
like horror, If you don't like beer,
It would be more enjoyable if you liked beer.
okay, that's that's going to be our cop-out saying.
But also, I would recommend if a fire alarm goes off in a major event that you prepare to leave.
You told me about that.
Yeah, nobody moved.
To,
It was whooping for a good half hour.
and no one moved.
I'm like,
Did anyone come around in a red hard hat, fire warden style?
nope.
You've done fire warden
I've
training
done my
now.
fire warden training.
So you know if it whoops, you got to get into action.
Fire warden training is weird. No, because it's like, they give you a few rules. It's like, it'll go boop, boop, prepare to leave, and then it'll go whoop, whoop, and then you leave.
Then get out.
Right?
Get the fuck out.
It's just like, you can tell people to leave twice, but if they don't, you just leave them.
Oh, okay.
So
Sorry,
I would
I've
be
got
like,
this report to finish.
yeah, I'm in a meeting. I'm like, there's a fire. I'm in a meeting. You should leave. No, you should leave. No, nice knowing you. It's also like, people that aren't able to use the stairs, leave them.
That's what happened in the
Wheel
office.
them in the stairwell and leave them.
No, I'm sorry. I will carry you out if you're in a wheelchair.
No, but then you slow up everybody else.
Well, you just go last.
You just push. What damage are you going to do?
You just go last and you piggyback them. Because piggybacking them will be quicker than carrying a wheelchair down the stairs.
Yeah. So I've also
And if
decided...
you go last, you're not holding anyone else up.
Yeah. I've also decided that if I ever have a job that requires me to be the chief fire warden, the chief warden of a building...
Oh, the whole building?
No.
No, thanks.
Because it's like, you just ask the warden, they'll tell you what to do. Like the chief warden.
Yeah.
So they make a call like, stay or go, or no, it's fake or whatever. I'm like, oh God, you could not pay me enough.
Is that if you're not sure what to do? Because if I worked in an office, which I couldn't imagine doing in my life, and well done to you for being able to put up with it. If I was in an office for more than, I reckon, 6 days, and the boop, boop, any alarm came on, I'd be out.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'll see you at Macca's. I'm around the corner.
Yeah.
Boop,
General, it's like common, but like I said, general public is stupid. So you can't rely on people's common sense.
No, but I'm not talking about common sense. I'm talking about I fucking hate being in the office. Oh. So even if it like someone puts on some
Any
hip hop
excuse
music
to- yeah.
and then there's the air horn in the hip hop song, I'm out there. By the time
What?
Jay-Z's finished,
What?
I'm gone. You know hip hop has the
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
If that comes on, I'm out. Any kind of alarm, air horn, I'm like, this place is going down. See you later. And
Right.
you're not paying me enough.
The truck outside goes, I'm out.
Anything. If someone just says the word fire, gone. Because I either know the place is on fire or I'm getting fired.
Yeah.
So see you later.
Either way, I'm out.
Either way, I'm out and I'm going back to my content creation job as the CEO of Two Brothers Entertainment.
Yeah. But if you do like beer, I would recommend going to Gab's Beer Festival.
Okay. Well done, Gabs, for starting a beer festival.
Yeah. Well done. Good
All
on
right.
you, Gabs.
Now, we've had a couple of I do not recommend rants already. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that you do not recommend? Just generally speaking. It's very general.
Brussels sprouts. No, no. I think I've had a decent rant about a couple of things.
Yeah.
With the entertainment stuff, I'm talking about you, Ted Lasso.
Mm-hmm.
If you're writing a story
I will be.
and you want to be inclusive, put the characters in at the start and then just don't make a character gay later on.
Yeah.
I did the same with Grey's Anatomy. You're a lesbian now. Whoop.
Yeah, but Grey's
Anatomy, that's different.
That's
That's different.
men.com spin-off. At the start of Grey's Anatomy, you didn't have to do inclusion. It's 20 years ago. You didn't have to do inclusion in Hollywood.
But Shonda Rhimes,
Yeah.
right, a woman of colour, should be more inclusive.
That's true. What the problem is, it's come because they are only including difference for story purposes.
Yeah.
So they're going, oh, we want to tell a gay story. Who's the soccer player that we don't know enough about so that if we add that they're gay, no one's going to
Nobody
go,
go,
well, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
He flirted with Keely in season 2.
Yeah.
And so that ended up being Colin. Rather than, like you and I, when we talked about it, was like Dr. Sharon.
Yeah.
Just make it a part of her character.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to have a lesbian storyline
No.
or a queer storyline.
No.
She can just be.
But also
Like-
make it a thing. They didn't do much with it in Ted Lasso.
Well, as I said earlier, season 3 didn't do a lot with a lot of things.
Yeah.
You had one whole episode of Rebecca and the Dutchman, which is the title of the spin-off,
Yeah.
and then nothing.
Yep.
Like he didn't even pop up. Wasn't even sitting there with Keely and going, "Oh, I've downloaded Duolingo and I'm learning Dutch."
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Ba-ding.
And then he's just there at the airport.
Yeah.
I prefer. I think inclusion is easier and more should be in entertainment a part of someone's character, not always their storyline. Yes, telling different stories is important, but the all of a sudden Colin being gay is less jarring if Dr. Sharon has a girlfriend in season 2.
Yes.
You don't make a story out of it.
It's just there.
It just
Like
is.
in life.
Or Trent Crimm is standing there with this rainbow mug all the time.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, well, Trent Crimm's not straight.
Yeah.
But Trent Crimm's story isn't him being gay.
Yeah.
But it's a part of his character, which makes inclusion. Because realistically, in that office, if Trent Crimm comes in, we're not having 2 weeks talking about Trent Crimm being gay.
Yes.
And so that's what makes it realer, which makes, I think, inclusion better.
Yeah.
But then we do also need the storyline of a gay footballer has these extra challenges that straight footballers don't have.
Yes. But then at the same time, they didn't have. He's like a very minor character.
And at
It's
the
like
same
fourth
time,
rung.
he's been playing football for 5 years already
Yes.
and is only now having the issues.
yeah.
The other thing that we talked about is that there's more than one character capable of having racial storylines.
That is correct.
Not just Sam Obisanya,
Yeah.
as much as we love him.
Yeah. But it doesn't always have to be on him.
No. There are other people of colour in that team, including the guy in the locker right next to him.
Yeah. And the other one that doesn't even get a name.
Oh, yeah. Not the goalkeeper. There's another
No,
one.
Van Damme. No, Zorro. But then Zorro.
Zorro.
But then
Van Damme,
Zorro.
Zorro.
Yeah.
Who's wearing Sam de Koninck's football mask.
Great.
All right. That's enough, I reckon. It's episode 1, so I haven't worked out how we're going to get out of these episodes. So thanks, Brett.
I would recommend listening to our episode on Indiana Jones trilogy.
Yes, I would recommend that next week. I would recommend hitting subscribe, whether you're on YouTube or on your podcast platform. 2 out of 3 recommend is the podcast now going forward. We also have now the ability set up for you to send us a tip.
Ooh.
So we can buy some more drinks.
Yay. I would
So-
also recommend telling everybody you know in your life to
Yeah.
listen to us.
Yes, that's a big recommendation. But also recommend people to tip us.
Oh, yeah.
You can tip whatever amount you like, and the link will be in the episode description. Tips over a certain amount, we'll send you a stubby holder.
Yes.
So do that. Click subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Lee.